Last week we learned about the structure class words that modify or substitute for form class words, determiners, qualifiers, auxiliaries, and pronouns. This week we will be learning about the structure class words that signal grammatical relationships between form class words and phrases within a sentence. Specifically, by the end of this presentation, you should be able to distinguish among prepositions, adverbs, and verb particles, know the purposes and punctuation of the types of conjunctions, and recognize relative and interrogative pronouns. Let's turn first to prepositions. First, we will define and identify them in sentences. Then we will analyze how they differ from adverbs and verb particles. Prepositions are words that come before nouns or noun phrases, which are referred to as the object of the preposition. Prepositions and the object of the preposition are referred to as prepositional phrases. For instance, in the prepositional phrase up the hill, up is the preposition and the noun phrase the hill is the object of the preposition. Prepositions connect the noun or noun phrase to some other word or phrase within the sentence, modifying that other word or phrase in order to add the type of information supplied by adjectives or adverbs. For instance, if I said, "Put the book on the shelf," the prepositional phrase would serve the adverbial function of saying where the book is located. You can use the object of the preposition to distinguish between a preposition and adjective. If there is no noun or noun phrase following it, it must be an adverb. Verb particles are also commonly confused with adverbs. To distinguish the two, note that adverbs often can be removed from the sentence without changing the meaning. They also indicate time, place, and manner. Finally, they can often answer a question beginning with where. Let's look at the adverb up with these rules. In the sentence, "The balloon flew up to the ceiling," we can remove up without changing the meaning of the sentence. Up indicates a place, and if we asked, "Where did the balloon go?" up would be a reasonable answer. However, look at up in the sentence, "The little boy threw up his lunch." If we removed up, it makes it sound like the little boy picked up the lunch and hurled it across the room rather than vomiting. Threw up does not indicate time, place, or manner, nor can it answer where questions. Based on these criteria, we can see that up in this sentence is functioning as a verb particle. Try identifying the prepositions, adverbs, and verb particles in the following sentences to assess your understanding. Follow the instructions on your screen and pause the video while you work. Resume once you are finished to check your answers and continue. Now I will give you just a moment to compare your answers. Now let's turn to conjunctions. There are three types of conjunctions: coordinating, subordinating, and conjunctive adverbs. All of them join grammatical structures. However, the first category we'll be looking at, coordinating conjunctions, gives each grammatical structure equal weight. To help you remember all of the coordinating conjunctions, use the acronym FANBOYS. Coordinating conjunctions join words, phrases, and clauses. When joining clauses with a coordinate conjunction, make sure to use a comma. Unlike coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions do not give equal weight to the items they join. One is dependent upon the other. That is why a clause that begins with a subordinating conjunction cannot stand on its own as a complete sentence. Because there are so many different subordinating conjunctions, I have listed just a few examples on your screen, but there are many, many more. Only use commas with subordinate conjunctions, when you are placing a subordinate clause at the beginning of a sentence. Like subordinating conjunctions, there are too many conjunctive adverbs to list all of them, so I have only included a few on the screen. They are similar to conjunctions in that they join grammatical elements. However, they provide the same type of information as adverbs. They can also be moved within a sentence like adverbs. Conjunctive adverbs are one of the few instances where you can correctly use a semicolon. Alternatively, you can use them with a period. They should always be followed by a comma. Now I'd like you to take a moment to test your knowledge of conjunctions. Pause the video while you complete the exercise and continue once you've finished. Take a moment to review your answers. We are ready to look at our final category of structure class words, relatives. Relative pronouns include the words who, whom, whose, which, and that. Adverbial relatives include where, when, and why. Like subordinating conjunctions, they can be used to embed a dependent clause within a sentence. Take the following examples. He is the man whom I love. He is a man who knew too little. This is the house that Jack built. Relatives are very similar to interrogative words used to ask direct and indirect questions. Who, whom, whose, which, what, where, why, when, and how. This concludes our brief review of structure class words. We have now covered all of the different types of words and will be moving to larger grammatical categories in the next chapter, phrases. Before that, though, we will be looking at issues that are causing usage to change, technology and the spread of English as a lingua franca across the world. More on that next week. As always, please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.